Welcome, my friends. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm Jen Hilman, and I welcome you to this 3-part Yoga with Props series. In today's practice, I'm going to be showing you how to use your yoga blocks to help support you in some passive relaxation stretches. So this is going to be a very relaxing and therapeutic practice. Great for those of you that might be feeling a little stressed or overwhelmed. So go ahead and like this video, leave your comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. If you don't have your own yoga blocks, you can check the description below and get a link to the cork yoga blocks that I like to use. And once you have your blocks, we'll go ahead and jump right in. To begin our practice today, we are going to start with one yoga block. You can start in a nice, comfortable, easy seat, and we're going to bring the soles of your feet together and your knees wide. Now, place your yoga block to the floor in front of your toes. Hold on with your hands and take a deep breath in. As you inhale, lift up through the crown of your head, growing tall. And as you exhale, gently start to lean forward. Now, our goal is to bring your forehead down onto your block. For some of you, that might be a funny joke that I just made. In which case, you can grab your other block and stack them, making it a little easier for your forehead to reach. If that's still not happening, you can turn your block up even higher. Whatever it takes to allow you to rest your forehead comfortably, and this allows you to enter into a more passive version of your stretch. So wherever you are, we're going to take another full round of breath, all the way in and all the way out, relaxing fully as you exhale your breath. And on your next inhale, you can slowly roll yourself up. Now, turn your block the narrow way and bring that block between your 2 feet. This is going to work to widen your hips and deepen your stretch. So now you have this block between your feet. You can bring your other block in front. Take an inhale to lift up nice and tall. Then exhale and see if you can fold forward. And once again, bring your forehead to the block. Now again, if there's no way that that's happening for you today, it's okay. Take your second block, stack it on top of the block between your feet, and reach your forehead to the block. So you can use your block in any of the 3 height settings, making it easier and easier to fold forward until eventually you bring your block all the way down to the floor, folding forward here. Let's take another deep breath in and exhale another deep breath out. And we'll slowly rise. Now, we're going to take this stretch one step deeper by rotating your block between your feet 90 degrees. So now we widen the feet even farther apart. For some of you, it may be a little easier to slide your feet a little further out in front of you, giving you a little bit more space to work into this stretch. And then again, we're moving in the same direction. Inhale to lift and lengthen your spine. And exhale to reach and fold forward. If your head is nowhere near your blocks, use your blocks to your advantage, making it work for your body. However that works for you.
We're folding forward, getting deep into the hips, and notice that the wider you bring your blocks, the deeper the stretch in your hips. So we're going to take about 3 more breaths right here. Letting yourself patiently soften into this stretch. Feel your low back stretch. Feel your hips, your inner thighs. Just observing all the sensation. And when you're ready, slowly roll yourself back up. Okay, we'll remove the blocks and just extend your legs out in front of you and notice how it feels, right? We extend the legs, you can shake it out a little bit. Okay, then bring your blocks alongside your hips, placing your hands there. We're going to push against the blocks, lift up your hips, rolling your feet flat towards the floor. You can bend your knees as you press your hips up. Taking a moment here to stretch your chest towards the sky. We stretch the arms, the chest, the shoulders. Then gently release your hips back down. All right, from here, we're going to come back to using just one block. We're going to place that block to the floor at the front of your mat. You can set your other block off to the side for now. Then come forward onto your hands and knees. So coming on to a tabletop position, we are going to work our dolphin pose to help stretch and open up the chest and shoulders. So you're going to bring your forearms down onto the mat. Your block is turned to the lowest setting and it's turned wide ways on your mat. So you're going to bring your hands flat down to the floor with your index fingers to the outside of your blocks and your thumbs hooking along the bottom edge of your block. So we hug the elbows in, bringing your forearms parallel to each other. Then curl your toes under and start to lift your hips up towards the sky. Already, you're going to start to feel your shoulders engage. I like to take a little half step forward, slightly shortening your stance, allowing you to bring more weight into the forearms. Now, hug your hands together against the block, activating the strength of your arms. Then reach your heart towards your knees. So we reach the chest towards your legs, finding a deeper stretch into your chest and shoulders and upper back. Take a deep breath in right here. Exhale and stretch it to the edge. Then gently release your knees down to the floor. Press your heart back up, coming back through that tabletop position. We are going to move your block now between your feet behind you. So I'm turning it on the medium setting, still wide on the mat. And I'm bringing the block between my 2 ankles. And from here, we want to go ahead and sit your hips down onto the block. Turn the tops of your feet to the floor. Now in time, we want to bring the knees together in front of you, but if that's uncomfortable or not available to you today, it's okay. Then now some of you may be feeling really good right here, getting a nice gentle stretch across the tops of your thighs. And the more you sit up and lift up in your spine, the more energized that stretch is going to feel. Now for some of you, you're going to need a little bit more in order to get that stretch. So you can start playing with bringing your hands to the floor behind you. Leaning back slightly, we start to open up the angle at the front of the thighs and the front of the hips. So this is allowing you to get a little bit more stretch across the top of your quads. So some of you may enjoy staying here.
Others still may be craving an even deeper stretch, in which case you can slowly start to work your forearms down onto your mat. So you bring your hands to grab onto your toes as your forearms press into the mat. You may lift your chest and lean your head back, accentuating the stretch across your front body. Wherever you find yourself, take some deep breaths and enjoy the stretch across the tops of your thighs. And when you feel complete, we'll gently emerge from your pose. Walking your hands in, lift your hips up off of your blocks. Now go ahead and come back down onto your hips. Swing your legs around in front of you, and we are going to move into a passive bridge pose, which is a wonderful low back release. So I'm going to go ahead and bring both of my blocks with me because I'm going to use them both here in a moment. But for now, for this first supported bridge pose, you're going to come down onto your back, walk your feet in close by your sitting bones, then press your hips up towards the sky, and we're going to take one block and bring it underneath your hips. Now, you can choose what height setting you place your block. Some of you might feel most comfortable on the lowest setting. Some of you may prefer a medium height, and others of you may prefer the highest setting. So you get to decide where it feels the best. And as you get settled onto your block, really tune in and feel the weight of your pelvis like a rock, just anchoring down so it's supported by your block. You feel a decompression in your low back, as well as a nice gentle stretch across the fronts of your hips. You can stay here if this feels good. If you want to get a little bit more, you can hold on to your block and play with extending one leg out in front of you, getting more of a stretch across the front of the hip flexors. And then you can alternate or extend both legs out simultaneously. So just let yourself explore and experiment. Whatever feels good is what you should do. Just know that there's different ways that you can play around in this supported bridge pose to decompress the low back and open up tension along the front body. Then everybody grab onto your block, helping to stabilize through your block. We'll slowly start to draw your knees up towards your chest. Okay, from here, you can start to extend your legs up towards the sky, and we move into that supported legs up the wall pose. Now, legs up the wall is one of my favorite therapeutic poses. It's great for relieving pain, sciatic issues, blood pressure issues, swelling, stagnation. Legs up the wall is amazing. But when you support yourself with a block, lifting the hips even higher than the heart, we're improving circulation even more, improving the circulation of the blood, of the lymphatic fluid, of all of our endocrine system. So we're improving that circulation of all the systems in your body. And slowly draw your knees back in and float your feet softly back down to the floor. Good, then we'll go ahead and press your hips off the block and roll your hips back down to the floor. Now, before we round out our practice, we are going to close with a gentle passive heart opener. So this is where we're going to use both of our blocks.
Now you'll want to go ahead and sit up in order to set yourself up. So we're going to set the blocks behind you like a capital letter T with just a little bit of space between the two blocks. Okay? Now once you have it set up, you may need to adjust a little bit once you lie back, but this is our basic setup. Okay? Then you're going to turn away from your blocks. Slowly start to walk your hands down, reclining back. Now this first block should land right between your shoulder blades. So again, you may need to adjust a little bit so that you get it just right where you want it. So that first block nestles between your shoulder blades. Then the second block is going to come back behind your head. Now, once you're in place, you can let your knees fall into center or bring your knees open to the side, or just extend your legs straight out in front of you. And then again, you have some options with your hands. You can let your arms relax by your sides. You can open your arms out to the sides, or if you want a little bit deeper stretch in your chest and shoulders, you can bend your elbows, circling your hands overhead. Let one hand rest into the other, and then just feel the weight of gravity pulling your arms and hands down towards the earth. So this is going to be our deepest stretch, stretching across the pecs, the chest, even getting a little bit of a stretch along the diaphragm and the front of the belly. But this is your time. This is your practice today. So make it good for you. Whatever your body wants, whatever your body needs, you get to say yes. And remembering that today's practice is all about that passive stretching, right? So we want to be able to relax into it. Just give yourself a chance to take another couple rounds of breath. No rush, just slow and easy. Letting your body relax one exhale at a time. And when you feel complete, just slowly roll yourself over to the side. You can remove your blocks out of the way, then roll yourself back onto your back. Let your arms and hands relax. Let your feet fall open to the sides, feeling your hips and legs relax. And just take a little time here to observe the sensations that you feel in your body, in your legs, in your hips, your back, and your chest. Let your belly rise and fall with each deep breath, and enjoy the integration of your practice. Take one more full, deep round of breath, all the way in and all the way out. And gently begin to reawaken your body. Take a full body stretch. Then roll yourself over to the side and press yourself up into a seat.
You could even choose to sit on a block here, lifting your hips a little higher than your knees. Sometimes makes it a little easier for your hips and your back to relax. And just take this opportunity to reflect on how you feel and notice the shifts and changes in your body. Thank you so much for joining me in this series. I hope that you have found it fun and informative. And I look forward to practicing with you again soon. So please stay connected, stay in the loop. I'll see you on the mat again soon. Namaste.